Steam Summer Sale 2024 video number 5. So I've done the price-based stuff 10, 5, 3. Now you're looking at games that have an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. So a lot of people play this game, and for overwhelmingly positive, I think the game has to be at least over 90, maybe 95. Anyway, I've selected 20 games. We start first with Satisfactory. So Satisfactory is a open world factory style builder type game. I don't know what exactly these are called, but base building automation is the tags here. And this is a very fun game. I played it many years ago when it was first launched, like very early into its life, and it was still amazing back then, and they have been constantly updating it and adding more content. This is made by Coffee Stain Studios. They make a lot of excellent games, and most of their games are very well optimized. They run well. They don't need a big high-end PC. So this one here, I wanted to mention one more thing regarding this game. This is coming out of early access soonish, and they're also going to increase the price of this game. So if you are interested, this might be the best time to pick it up. Somebody in the comments mentioned that this is going to happen soon. They don't have it here officially. I had to go and search for it and found it on their YouTube channel. Basically, the base price is $30. It's $30 right now. There's a 50% sale. They are going to increase that to $40. So it is going to go up. I don't know how that will affect the other regions, but it is going up very soon. So if you are interested, now might be the best chance to buy it, because after that the game will also get its 1.0 release, the full launch. So they don't have a timeline for that, but I'm expecting a few months, maybe 1 or 2 months. So anyway, this is 50% off right now. $15, $6.50 in India, 14 in the UK, 20, well, just under 20 in Canada, and 15 in the Eurozone. Next is a very popular RPG, very simple graphics, but very popular, and you can see here both recent and overall are very positive, overwhelmingly, I mean. So another very affordable game, 75% off, $249, 92 rupees, 174 in the UK, 274 in Canada. Next we have God of War, so a big AAA game from PlayStation, got ported to PC not too long ago. It's still been a couple of years, and yeah, I can see here overwhelmingly positive once again. So far the price hasn't dropped below 50% here on Steam. I have seen it drop more on other sites, like I think Green Man Gaming had it cheaper, but this is 50% off here, $25, $16.50 in India, 20 in the UK, $32.49 in Canada, and 25 in the Eurozone. Next we have Portal 2. So another mention for this game. It's been quite a few years. I remember when it first came out about 13-14 years ago, and it is one of the best games I've played. Very funny, very interesting. There are puzzles, and there's another story going on behind the scenes. So yeah, a good length campaign as well. So you can play this in single player for the main campaign, then you can do a co-op with a friend as well. So excellent game, and I think one of the last games made by Valve. So this one is usually very cheap, 90% off, 99 cents, 48 rupees, 85 pence, 129 in Canada, 97 cents in the Eurozone. Next we have Deep Rock Galactic, another game by Coffee Stain Publishing. So this is a co-op, up to 4 players can play together. You are a colony of dwarves, and you go around mining for resources. And while you're mining, you're usually attacked by these giant bug-like creatures. So you have to defend yourself, complete the objective, and then get out. Very fun game, and you have these interesting style of dwarves with their own specialities. They've also launched another survivor style game as well, like the Vampire Survivor style game within this setting. That's also pretty good. But this one is excellent. You can play alone, you can play with up to 3 other friends, and when you're alone you get bots as teammates, and this still has a lot of people playing regularly. So this is 67% off. This is the usual price, always goes to this price. They haven't changed the regional price, which is good. So $230 in India, $824 in the UK, $1154 in Canada, and $989 in the Eurozone. So if you're looking for a good multiplayer co-op style game, you need to check for these online numbers, and this one has excellent. Next is Subnautica. So Subnautica is a very interesting, you could say, adventure game with a lot of survival crafting elements, and it's also kind of scary at times. So the story is you crash land on an alien underwater planet. and you have this small life pod that is your base of operations, and you have to swim around, find resources, find any survivors from your ship, gather information what happened, and then try to find a way to get out of the planet. um, there is a plot twist as well, like the reason why it takes longer to get out. But once you figure out, you can build your own bases, you can gather resources, and make a lot of stuff very comfortably. Like the crafting mechanic in this game is very fun. You have a handheld thing that you can use to create amazing things. You have to just swim around, find resources, and then craft, make massive bases and things like that. So very enjoyable game. I played it back in 2018 when it came out, and I think I spent like 55 hours to finish the game. So very interesting game, very amazing underwater world they have created here. 67% off, $989, $494 in India, $824 in the UK, $1319 in Canada, $989 in the Eurozone. Next is TOEM, a photo adventure. So one of those relaxing puzzle type games, with the games where you have to take pictures. I think Pokemon Snap is similar to this as well. I have been gifted this by a friend, so I need to try this out myself. But I've heard great things about this one, and as you can see here, overwhelmingly positive. So it's in black and white, I think. So this is 80% off, not an expensive game, so only $4, $176 in India, $335 in the UK, $519 in Canada, $390 in the Eurozone. Next is Euro Truck Simulator 2. So both Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator are on massive sales. So I try to mention them in every other video I can, and they're also overwhelmingly positive. So it is here as well. So yeah, simulation game. You're driving trucks around long distances, and you have to transport stuff and things like that. A lot of trucks, a lot of areas to travel. And if you like these sort of games, this is probably the best. And this is 90% off, only 92 rupees, $199, $168 in the UK, $259 in Canada, $199 in the Eurozone. Next is a slightly older game. This is Broforce. So Broforce is your pixel graphics action 2D style game with co-op elements. And yeah, it's a very fun game. You may have seen some let's plays or gameplay clips of this one. But yeah, enjoyable game, overwhelmingly positive. 80% off, $299, $138 in India, $255 in the UK, $389 in Canada, $295 in the Eurozone. Next we have Resident Evil 2. So Resident Evil games have been very good recently. The remakes have been excellent. They started making the remakes with 2, then 3, then 4. 4 is new, so it's kind of expensive. 3 is on the shorter side, which makes 2 the perfect length and price in my opinion to play these games, and especially good for people like me who had never played the original games, and now I've become a big fan. So yeah, decent length. You have 2 characters you play as, and there are multiple ways you can play this game. So you have 2 characters. You start with Leon, and then you can play as Claire and get the perspectives, or you can switch around and start with Claire and then Leon. So technically you can play this 4 times and get slightly different ways the gameplay happens. Basically it's hard to explain, but mostly same, but there's some differences in which order you play. So overwhelmingly positive, both recent and overall. 75% off, usual price. It goes on this price all the time pretty much. You can see 17 times at this price. $10, $4.99 in India, $8.74 in the UK, $13.74 in Canada, $9.99 in the Eurozone. Next we have Terraria, another classic game, very popular. Look at how many reviews it has, 1 million reviews. So survival crafting, sandbox style game, 2D multiplayer. It's just an amazing game that a lot of people play. You also can buy it like in a pack of 4 and give it to your friends and play together. So you could say Minecraft but in 2D, if that makes sense. 50% off, $4.99, $2.40 in India, $4.25 in the UK, $6.49 in Canada, $4.87 in the Eurozone. Next is Hades. So Hades is a roguelite or roguelike, I'm not sure, it says both here actually. Hack and slash style game set in the Greek underworld. And yeah, I played a little bit of it when it was first in early access, but once it came to Steam, it became very popular, sold insanely well. They have made a sequel as well. and you can see here 97% positive rating, very, very high rating. So this is 60% off. This, I believe, might be a new low in terms of discount. $9.99, $4.40 in India, $8.39 in the UK, $13 in Canada, $9.80 in the Eurozone. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So you could pick any of the two Ori games. Both are fantastic, beautiful Metroidvania games. The art style is amazing. It's just such a wonderful game overall. And you can see here, overwhelmingly positive once again. Both recent and overall, 67% off, $9.89, $2.30 in India, $8.24 in the UK, $13.19 in Canada, and $9.89 in the Eurozone. Next is Hollow Knight. So another amazing Metroidvania, Souls-like platformer, etc. And beautiful underground world, insect kingdom, you could say. And it's just one of those games that I've seen a lot of, let's say, casual or non-casual people like it when they have a look at it, but it's actually a bit more serious. It's a difficult game, a little bit of Souls-like combat and some RPG elements as well. But just one of the best games. I think everyone should try this one. 50% off, $7.49, $3.45 in India, $6.39 in the UK, $9.74 in Canada, and $7.39 in the Eurozone. Next is Dead Cells, so another 2D roguelite platformer, and this is also an amazing game. Personally, this one along with Hollow Knight, they are my favorites. So in this one, you are a guy without a head, and you have to try and progress further each time. You unlock some abilities which helps you get further. If you die, you start again, collect the different things that you get along the way and try to progress further. I love the music in this one, and also I like this game so much I bought it for mobile as well, so this is available on mobile. They've also done quite a few collabs, 1 or 2 DLCs, one with Castlevania. That's something I would like to get soonish. So yeah, wonderful game, beautiful music. 50% off, equal to its low, $12.49, $3.14 in India, $10.99 in the UK, $15 in Canada, $12.49 in the Eurozone. Next is another classic, and this is Papers, Please. So this is made by one developer, Lucas Pope, and this is basically set in the early 80s in a fictional Eastern European country where you are a border customs agent type person, and you have to check the papers of people trying to come into the country. You get daily instructions on what to look out for, and then you have to match the papers and see if there are any discrepancies, and then if everything's okay, you let them through. If not, you reject them basically. And there are also a few stories going around, so it's not black and white all the time. Like there could be some moments where people may not have the papers exactly as you want them, but you may still let them through. So yeah, very, very interesting game, and I've played this multiple times. I think I've done a full let's play as well when I started the channel. Usually doesn't go on big sales, but it is 50% off right now. $4.99, $2.40 in India, $4.25 in the UK, $6.49 in Canada, $4.87 in the Eurozone. I believe there are 20 endings for this one. Next is Oxygen Not Included. This is a game by Clay Entertainment and the makers of Don't Starve. And so this time you have to manage your colony on an alien space rock and master different things. And your crew has to learn and master sites and things like that. So another very colorful, interesting looking game with a lot of base building elements. So yeah, another game that is quite affordable. 66% off, $8.49, $1.93 in India, $6.45 in the UK, $9.51 in Canada, and $7.81 in the Eurozone. Next, another mention for Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The base game is on an historic low this time. The complete edition isn't as cheap as it should be, but overwhelmingly positive, so it has to be mentioned. So 90% off, $4, $1.69 in India, $2.49 in the UK, $5.59 in Canada, and $3 in the Eurozone. I would recommend the complete edition, even though it's not on the best sale, but still the game is well worth it. Next is Hotline Miami, and this one is another top-down shooter where you get killed with one hit and you also kill with one hit. It was very popular a decade ago. There are 2 games. This is the first one, and 80% off, $199, 96 rupees only, 170 in the UK, 259 in Canada, 195 in the Eurozone. And then finally, we have The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. So this is the complete collection of the Walking Dead Telltale series. 4 seasons, each season with 5 episodes, 1 bonus DLC episode, and a separate 3-episode mini-series. All of it in one bundle and in a sort of remastered version as well. Great story. The first 2 seasons were excellent in my opinion. I did play the others. I never finished the 4th season because that's when the company ran into trouble and they had to stop for a bit. But now everything has been completed and finished. So you can get this on a new low as well, 80% off, $10, $400 in India, $839 in the UK, $12.99 in Canada, $9.79 in the Eurozone. So that's it for this video of overwhelmingly positive games. I have a few more ideas. I think I would like to do one for some hidden gems next. I'll see what I can come up with, and I'll try and get one more video out today.